Now that we've got our specialties sorted out, let's go ahead and move on to the image. I'm going to jump back to the mockup. You see here that we have a black and white image, and it says that we need to convert the photo to black and white and wrap text around it, which means that maybe color pictures will get uploaded sometimes, so we need to desaturate or convert it to black and white. In addition, we need this content here, which is short on this page, but which may become longer in the future, to wrap around this image once it gets long enough. So it's not going to stay on this edge right here, but instead it'll move down below the picture once the content is long. Okay, let's go ahead and tackle the first step, which is associating an image with this piece of content. And the way we do so is with an image field. I'm going to jump back to the browser. I'm going to go ahead and go to Structure. What we're going to do is add this image field. I'm going to go to Content Types, and then next to Guide here, I'm going to click on Manage Fields. Now we have two options here. If we drop down this Select an Existing Field, we'll see that there's already an image field existing. Let's go ahead and create a new field from scratch just for this, because there will be some specific settings associated with it, and we're not sure if there's going to be a conflict with that other image field. Let's go ahead and call it Image for the label. And then for the name, we need a specific title for this because field image is already being used. So we're going to call it field guide image. And then for field type, we're going to go ahead and select image. And then there's only one widget allowed for this particular type of field. Then I'll click Save. Okay. Our first setting is upload destination. We only have one option here, so we'll go ahead and leave it as is. We can set a default image. Let's go ahead and leave this blank for now as well. I'm going to click Save Field Settings. Okay, now this field settings page is going to look pretty similar to the other fields that we've added. We have our label. We can set it to required. We'll leave that blank. We'll also leave the help text blank. I'm going to scroll down. We have the ability to limit the types of files that can be used. Notice they're each separated with commas. We have PNG, GIF, and then two different spellings of JPEG allowed. We'll go ahead and leave this at the default. We can set a file directory to upload the pictures to a special directory on our site. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll do guide photos. And then that way, the files won't be uploaded directly to the main file directory where there will probably be other files that are loaded. And instead, it will upload it to the specific directory. So if we want to see all of those pictures or do something with them in particular, they're all in one place. Notice that there's a token list below this input, which implies that we can use tokens inside of this directory name in order to supply a specific location for these images. For example, if we wanted to put these pictures in a folder that matches up with the user account that's creating this content, we could use the current user data and create a folder based on that username or user ID, for example. We'll go ahead and put them all in one place for now and leave it at guide photos. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. We can set a maximum image size width by height. And you notice that if you read the description, you see that it's width by height here. What happens here is that if the picture is bigger than this particular value, then it will get shrink down to match this value. And notice that there's a warning here that says that resizing images will cause the loss of certain data in the image. We can also set the minimum image resolution. For example, if this image is going to be displayed in a certain context and it needs to be a certain size, we can set this here. We can set the maximum upload size to make sure that people don't upload huge images, either on purpose or accidentally. And what we're going to do is leave all of these empty for now because we're going to use a different method to resize the image, and we're not going to worry about huge images. We can set the Enable Alt and Enable Title field. What these do is add a field to the set of inputs for adding the image to set the alt and title attributes for the image. The alt is used for a couple of purposes. The first is for visually impaired browsers, so just text-based browsers, but then that alt tag might also be indexed by certain search engines. as well as the title parameter. And the title attribute displays when you're hovering over an image, and you get that bit of text that displays some data about it. Let's go ahead and check both of these. I'm going to scroll down. The preview style image allows us to select from a dropdown of thumbnail, medium, and large, and it's the preview image that will be shown when editing the content. So after we've created a piece of content and we go in to edit it, we'll see a thumbnail preview of the image. We'll go ahead and leave this to thumbnail for now. Progress indicator allows us to set an interface style when the user is uploading the image to either be a throbber, which is the rotating blue image that we saw with the term reference field during the autocomplete process, or we can show a bar with a progress meter, which is what we see when we install a module. We'll go ahead and leave this at throbber for now. I'm going to scroll down. And here's our basic field settings. We can set the number of values. We'll leave it at 1. We can set the upload destination and default image again. We're going to go ahead and skip those and click Save Settings.